listen to a statement by video from the Secretary General of the United Nations, His Excellency Mr. Antonio Guterres.
I send greetings to the 13th session of the World Urban Forum in Baku. You meet amidst a surge of global crises, including conflicts, mounting energy costs, and the prospect.
Gentlemen, we'll now listen to a statement by video from the President of the United Nations General Assembly, Her Excellency Ms. Anna-Lena Baerbock.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Affordable, safe and decent housing is a fundamental human right. It is the foundation of dignity, health, security and opportunity. Yet today, that foundation remains out of reach for far too many people, with more than 1.1 billion people still living in informal settlements or slums, and more than 300 million people homeless. The consequences extend far beyond housing alone. Without safe housing, health erodes, education is disrupted, insecurity deepens, inequality hardens, and communities become more vulnerable to climate shocks and disasters. The 13th session of the World Urban Forum therefore comes at an important moment. It provides an opportunity to strengthen action on the housing crisis, while connecting that work to the broader challenge of sustainable urbanization. The participation of 28,000 people at this forum reflects both the depth of global engagement and the scale of the responsibility before us. Let us be clear, there are no simple solutions to a crisis of this scale. Building more houses is necessary, but it will not be enough on its own. What is required is a systematic approach that connects housing with infrastructure, basic services, climate resilience, financing, and inclusive planning. Such an approach also depends on broad participation, because sustainable urban development cannot be delivered by governments alone. It requires local authorities, communities, civil society, the private sector, and experts, as well as residents themselves, to help shape the cities in which they live. Indeed, people should therefore be treated not only as beneficiaries of development, but also as active contributors to it. In this regard, the new urban agenda remains our shared blueprint. Its emphasis on inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable cities is as relevant today as it was when it was adopted 10 years ago. This anniversary offers an important opportunity, to assess where progress has been made, where gaps remain, and how implementation can be accelerated. In July, the General Assembly will convene a two-day high-level meeting for the midterm review of the new urban agenda. That meeting will provide an opportunity to renew political commitment and strengthen implementation. I trust that your deliberations at the 13th session of the World Urban Forum will be meaningful, inclusive, and practical, and that they will help inform negotiations on the political declaration in New York. I wish you a successful forum and look forward to welcome many of you to New York in July. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the United Nations Habitat Assembly, His Excellency Mr. Kor Ming, for his opening statement.
And the people of Azerbaijan for their extraordinary hospitality the world. But we will only be boiling the ocean if we do not have the political will, the right policy, and the economic resilience to build and house all our citizens. According to UN Habitat, the world is facing a global housing crisis, affecting nearly 2.9 billion people, with 1 in every 4 people living in informal settlements. Furthermore, over 2 billion urban dwellers will be impacted by an increase of at least 0.5 degrees Celsius by 2040. For those trapped in inadequate housing, these are not just numbers. They represent a critical threat to survival. As President of the UN Habitat Assembly, I see these pressures converging. Yesterday, over 80 ministers gathered here for an informal ministerial meeting to prepare for the high-level midterm review on the new urban agenda in New York. All of us, in our own way, are grappling with similar urban challenges. However, if we unite in common shared purpose, we shall overcome together. I'm here to tell you that we do not to face it alone. Instead, let us double our efforts to localize the implementation of the new urban agenda to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. As you know, the Habitat Assembly established the Intergovernmental Working Group on Adequate Housing for All. This is our historic platform for multilateral cooperation, the bridge that connects global policy to local delivery. Excellencies, while I stand here as President of the Assembly, I'm also guided by the experiences of my home nation, Malaysia. This journey implementing the new urban agendas is guided by our Malaysia Madani vision. We have delivered over 1.1 million affordable homes, achieving a 77% home ownership rate. We have also surpassed our green targets with the planting over 150 million trees. Furthermore, 60% of the local authorities have completed voluntary local reviews, providing that when government is strong and communities are empowered, the SDGs move from the policy to positive impact on the ground. Excellencies, I ask you today, when you look at your city maps, do not just look at roads and zones. See the faces. See the young entrepreneur in a slum who need Evi Azgib La Sidi means every home is their own center of the world, their sanctuary. The feeling of being at home is especially critical when the world feels unstable, when the institutions falter, and when technology transforms our societies. In those moments, remember this: the future does not belong to those who predict it. It belongs to those who built it. And our task this week to be the builders of an urban future for all. Once again, draw by the Azerbaijani